Hello and welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Top and with me this week is Derek. Hey man, how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Yeah, things are going all right. It's been a crazy week. I don't know, work's been busy. I've been excited because Destiny 2 came out.
Right? It's about time.
I know, right? Because it's been, I don't know, the hype for it's been going on for like 3 or 4 months now, isn't it? So
Actually, I don't want to say since like the what was the last expansion that came out? Rise of Iron.
Rise of Iron. Yeah, that came out in like September last year as well. So everyone's been keen for it since then.
But no, I say it lived up to the hype and everything. Like, there's a few things like the shaders took a minute to get used to, but
yeah,
I still think it's good.
Yeah, I think the shader situation isn't that bad. It's been all right, and I've enjoyed it. So yeah, that's been all right. What else has been going on? Yeah, I don't understand the point of having like levels 1 to 20 in the game, because that doesn't seem to make any sense to me, because you should just be like unlocking points by doing things.
And plus your power is the one that really matters, not your level.
Yeah. So I was real confused about that. I guess it's just to prevent people from starting a new character and dumping everything onto them. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's a strange thing. Like how do you determine that?
So you transferred your characters over, right?
I transferred one character over.
Okay.
And then I deleted the other two. So I transferred my Warlock and I've been playing with that. And then I had a Hunter and a Titan, but I deleted both of them so that I can make space for another Warlock. And then whatever else I decide to play.
So you want 2 Warlocks?
Yeah. So like when I get to the end of the week, or the end game activities, right now I'm sitting at a decent light level. If I were to get my other Warlock to end game like areas, I'd have like 2 chances at gear that would level both of them up.
True.
So it's just doubling the possibilities, which is why that approach seems to be the one that I'm leaning towards right now. But yeah. Brought the character over. It seems pretty good. What I thought was really awesome was like when you initially load up the game. It's like these are all the things you achieved in Destiny 1, and I was like, oh, that's real cool.
That was really cool. Except I think mine I did on everyone else's file. Because I know I did all of them, but whenever it popped up for me, it was like, yeah, you're the only one who did it. I was like, I know I remember doing that with other people. But, no, it like, seeing everyone's pictures and everything, that was like, my coworker, he was like, that brought a tear to his eye.
Yeah, no, that was a real cool touch. So, like, you load up the game and it gives you a bunch of screens that say, these are your accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was great. Like, I totally enjoyed it just being there. Like, I think I achieved everything that was achievable, but I'm not sure.
Did you get that shirt that's like, if you complete all that stuff, you get a discount on the Bungie website?
I was wearing it yesterday. I was very keen to complete that and get that one.
I wonder if they'll have for year 2.
Yeah, I wonder if there'll be a Destiny 2 one. Like, right now, I don't know what it'd be.
Exactly.
And they might like record it like record book like year 2 did, and then Rise of Iron, and then Age of Triumph did. But yeah, right now I don't know what it'd be like. But yeah, the game seems real enjoyable. I'm having a real good time with it.
That's good.
What parts of it? Like, did you enjoy the campaign? Like going through it?
I did, especially the whole. I mean, obviously, are we allowed to talk about spoilers?
Let's go. Yeah, let's go for spoilers because it's
I'll
fine. We're supposed to play this through.
Yeah, I'll say spoilers, but I'll try to also make it as vague as possible, so just in case. But I like the whole part because we all know Gull is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Where it cuts to him and tells his story as you're doing your own thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, there's more narrative, there's more story just there rather than going to hunting for the story. That's what I enjoyed about it.
Yeah, and like he seemed to be having his own struggles as well.
Exactly.
And he seemed to be defying the orders that were placed on him. So, yeah, that was a cool thing to see. Like the enemy actually had like their own storyline rather than being a voiceless enemy that just seems to be able to take anyone out and turn up.
Yeah, who I'm not just powerful and I could take you out. It's like, no, there's a reason why I'm doing it.
Yeah. So that was real cool. I had a real good time going through it. I did feel like it was a little short, but I don't know what I really expected from the campaign.
Yeah, a little bit. But at the same time, there's just so much endgame stuff as well, which is understandable. But I definitely know what you mean by like it felt short.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was like time was flying because I was having fun, so, or it was a case of it actually didn't take that long because I didn't put many hours in. On like, I played Wednesday night, Thursday night, and a bit of Friday night as well, and then finished it on Saturday morning. And I might have played 2 hours in each of those sessions, but for it to take maybe 8 hours to go the whole way through the campaign, I felt was a little underwhelming. But then again, I'm moderately adept at playing Destiny, so I know roughly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, rather than just jumping in blind.
Yeah, relatively streamlined and being like, yes, I will take this out and do this and this and this. But yeah, what class did you play?
I played as Hunter.
Okay, cool.
I did the same thing. So in Destiny 1, I never really leveled up my other two, and which was a Titan and a Warlock. I just stayed with Hunter most of the time.
Yeah.
But Destiny 2, I transferred the Titan over, and then I killed off my Warlock and made a new one instead.
Cool.
But now I am still mainly doing Hunter, but like whenever I have some downtime and no one's online, is when I'll go on my Titan and level him up.
Yeah, that's what I did this morning when I started. Like, I started, no one was online, so I was like, I might as well start another Warlock, and just fired that up and started going through the campaign. And yeah, it seemed to be all right. What do you make of the new subclass for you, the Arc Strider?
It's good for like if you're let's say the public event, like if you have to guard the mountains of Glimmer. It's good for stuff like that when there's just waves of enemy coming, but if you're at a boss, it's not the best.
Yeah.
Other than that, like it does also create a lot of orbs, so if you have some other people who are running different classes, you can easily help them get their super, but that's about it. Fair enough. What did Warlock get? They got a sword?
We got Dawnblade, which is like a solar class with flying swords. And I'll be honest, I've mostly played Voidwalker, which is carried over from Destiny 1, because I was like, oh, this is real interesting. But it's got some real fancy perks that I really like. So the perks that I've been using primarily is a path called like a skill tree called Path of the Devourer, which if you hit an enemy, you get an effect called Devour, and it's active for 10 seconds. And each time you trigger it, it'll reset your timer to 10 seconds, and it'll refresh and replenish your health to full, and give you extra grenade damage extra grenade energy on each kill. And you, like, when I was playing the story solo, it became real nice to just be like, oh yes, I will activate that and then run, and then let all the enemies run towards me and take them off one by one, and never die, because it's never gonna run out of health.
I think the hunters, they got like a sidestep, and the only good thing about it is that you automatically reload. When you do that sidestep, like the Titans have that shield thing. Yeah. But no, I kind of did the same thing. As soon as I got Golden Gun, I was like, I kind of like the Golden Gun the most, so...
Yeah.
That's what I usually ran.
Yeah, I've seen people having good fun with the golden gun, especially now that it, like, on a boss, if you hit headshots or shoot in the critical spots, you'll generate orbs of light from that as well, which is
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
Well, you can. It's a choice somewhere, and that seems much better for PV for damage, rather than like, yeah, the Nova Bomb still just like will stick and hit an enemy, and if you're going for it on the boss, it takes a good chunk, but if you don't kill it, you don't get any orbs of light. So
yeah, that's a bummer. But I mean, I gotta understand just because of how much damage it does.
It's so strong still. I'm just like, oh, this is the best. Yeah. So I've been having a good time just trying to find new weapons, new and interesting weapons. They've introduced some new weapon types like submachine gun and some others that are escaping my mind right now, like grenade launchers and linear fusion rifles and some other things. They've like got single slug shotguns as well, which are modeled after the Chaperone from Destiny 1. Linear fusion rifle equivalent in Destiny 1 would have been Queensbreaker's bow. Have you been using any of those, or have you found yourself playing with the same things as before?
I've been actually, it was in the first game, not the gun itself, but the sniper rifles. I never really took fond of them, but I just got the Borealis.
Oh, nice.
And just in case for people who don't know, what's good about it is that you could change the element on it, just to void, to solar, and arc. When at the all you have to do is hold square. And apparently it's really good at PvP, and so that's why I've been trying to get more used to it. Other than that, it's just kind of like what guns can I find, and I will just adapt to it.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I've been playing with scout rifles and auto rifles and pulse rifles and avoiding hand cannons because that's how I played Destiny 1. But I've tried using submachine guns and they just seem too unruly, and the recoil just makes it so I'm no good at aiming them. Although the damage seems fine.
You have to constantly like hold your analog stick in a direction.
Yeah.
And keep on moving it.
Yeah, and then what else? Sidearms seem fine. I haven't really tried using them. Regular fusion rifles have been good. Linear fusion rifles, like the ones that I found for PvE, seem to have been doing a lot of damage, and that's real cool. I'm looking forward to finding some more of those. And then I've tried using rocket launchers. I'm not really a fan of them. I don't like their ammo capacity because all of the ones I found so far only hold one rocket at a time, and that's a bit of a mess. And grenade launchers, I don't really understand. I haven't had a good experience with any of the ones I've got. So
yeah, grenade launchers, I feel like they don't do as much damage as they should.
Yeah, they feel weak.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't really know what to make of that right now.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna buff it soon.
Yeah, that's likely. Yeah. So, what exotic weapons have you found so far in the game?
The weapons is the Cold Heart and the Borealis, and I'm working on what I think you have is the Sunshot.
Yeah, I got the Sunshot from a random drop earlier, and I've been playing with it, and it's all right. It's okay. I'm not great with hand cannons, but it was my highest thing, so I took it into the Nightfall when we did that, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, it seems all right. I've also got Graviton Lance, which is a pulse rifle that does massive damage on the third shot in a burst.
Oh, nice.
But it like compensates, so the first two shots are real weak, but there's like no recoil, so the likelihood of hitting all three shots is real high. So that's cool. And then I found Hard Light, which is a carryover from Destiny 1, and it's just real nice to use. It's just an auto rifle that has long range. You can use the long range.
That's cool.
And then all of them. And then I found one called Dragons. No, that doesn't seem right. I can't remember what it was called. The
Drang?
It was Fighting Lion. God, I got that wrong. Fighting Lion is a grenade launcher, and I don't really understand how it works, but it goes in your energy weapon slot, and that doesn't seem right to me. So, yeah, I don't really know what's going on.
How do you feel about sniper rifles being the power slot now? Now it's not
I
heavy.
like it a lot because it allows you to have more diversity with which weapons you carry. Like carrying a scout rifle and an auto rifle for me suits me really well. And the fact that the sniper rifle is in the lower down slot, actually it screwed me over once because I was like, I need my fusion rifle, and I just pushed triangle once to switch weapons, and I just switched to like sunshot as I had it and started firing. I was like, this isn't right, something here is very wrong. But like, yeah, I'm fine with like the way the weapons are. How about you?
I think it's all right. I mean, obviously they made up for it by how much damage everything does, so I'm not too like upset or annoyed by it. It's just gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's getting used to it, and for me, it's been fine. So I'm just looking forward to playing more and understanding the game. Yes, have you said earlier to me? I don't know whether we were recording or not, that you've done the Nightfall, which is a certain strike, which is a highlight level, and it has modifiers on it.
Yeah, that's the one where you go into like the you get the Vex robot thingy at the end, right?
I can't remember. The Nightfall for this week is called the Arms Dealer, I think.
I literally, I just literally did. I'm already blanking on it.
There's it's a big Cabal ship that you need to go through on Earth.
Oh yeah.
And so one of the modifiers is called. I don't know what it's called. I should know this. But basically, it cycles through the three elements that there are. It's called Prism. So what it does is it cycles through the three elements that are available for weapons, so that you can use a different burn every, I think it might be 30 or 45 seconds. It'll change, meaning that your weapons of that element do more damage, but the other elements do less damage, whereas kinetic weapons do the same amount of damage as they normally would. Which makes it interesting. The Prism modifier is what does it do? I can't remember. It changes things. So that's real interesting because in the past, like, you'd have a single elemental burn, so you'd change your loadout according to that. Whereas this time it was very much like the three of us that went in. We needed to plan when you're going to use your super because that's elemental, and who's going to take out what enemies and who's going to be strong at what points. And it was real interesting to like try and balance and use teamwork to actually solve the problem that they've presented. And then there was another modifier on there, or like you'd get extra bonuses if you were to complete with 5 minutes left, which we finished with 11 seconds left on the timer. So it was close. But yeah, it's certainly interesting. It's a good challenge. I'm intrigued because there seems to be at the moment a limit to the light that like seems to throttle everyone to what level they can get to, and then pushing through is the bit that's interesting at the moment as well.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's a lot going on with Destiny, and I'm real excited to play more and understand more of what's going on. And
I'm already excited for the stuff that they're announcing for this next month already.
Yeah, there's a lot still to come. Like, the raid comes out Wednesday, the new Trials of the Nine comes out on Friday, there's Iron Banner that comes out next month, there's the factions that are going to be turning up, there's still all of the like quests to do across the world and the adventures, and there's exotic quests, and I feel like I've only really just scratched the surface, and
yeah,
I'm real looking forward to getting into it more. But, yeah, it's I don't know. It's certainly keeping me entertained. I'll say that. Cool. What's up?
No. How do you feel about the whole faction things? Like, instead of like you get coins and put them towards it.
I like that. I like that it rewards you for doing things that you want to be doing. The problem is, like, they're like, yes, the amount of currency seems to have gone down, and then you start playing the game, and you're just like, there's currency for everything.
Yep.
And it's just, it just takes its time. Luckily, like, because I was playing on another character, all of it goes into one pool, so any of your characters can pick from it.
Oh, okay, that's really cool.
So that's better. So you can just be like, oh, we need a Titan for this situation, so load in on a Titan and play through stuff. It seems fine. It's good when you can just pick things up, because I was running through the European Dead Zone on my lower level Warlock. I just went through, gathered some things, then I went back onto my main Warlock and found that there was a bunch of extra tokens that I could hand in for rep, and given that handing in the rep gives you a legendary engram for the character that you're on, it was real handy to just have that available. So yeah, I think there's going to be like constant progression in the game. Although I have hit, I think, light 264, and I am the closest slither away from 265. So I've been playing frantically. I've not even been playing frantically to get up that high in light. But given that some of the weapons say, oh, the highest light this weapon can go is 350, that makes me curious as to how we're going to get to such heights.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be real interesting over the next few months to figure that out, especially with like the Nightfall. If you look at it, you can choose the difficulty to be normal or prestige, which is 300 light. And ooh, that looks interesting. So
trying to pull it out.
That's it says time pressure is greater, the enemies are stronger and smarter, and the fact that you need to be a higher level to do it makes me think, oh, that's actually going to be a real challenge. So yeah, that's real interesting that there's going to be greater challenges as time goes on as well. It's interesting that it's also changed from like normal and heroic to normal and prestige, although there's public events that can be turned heroic as well. But yeah, that's real interesting. And yeah, like I said, I'm real interested to put more time into this game because I'm really liking it so far. But yeah.
You got the season passes for it, right?
I did indeed, because I got, like, the day I pre-ordered it, or like the weekend I pre-ordered it, I just got my bonus from work. And that was a few months ago. And I was just like, yes, I can do all of this stuff right now, so in future I don't need to worry about it. Especially because I knew I had this time coming off as well, and I knew I wasn't going to be paid for it. So I was like, well, while I have the money, I'll put it down. So yeah. And like at the moment, I have a friends list that is full of people playing Destiny 2, which is awesome because I can always be like, yes, there are always people to play with, even when I wake up at 7 a.m. Which is what I found.
Exactly what happened today.
Yeah, it's good. Like, yeah, I'm glad there's people around playing. It makes me feel not better, but like I like playing with people, and without a game to like reliably play with people, I tend to just become a recluse and not speak to many people. So that's one of the things I really enjoy about, Destiny specifically at the moment. So yeah. Have you got anything else that's going on at the moment? I know we've spoken for like 25 minutes on just Destiny.
There's no problem with that though.
No.
Something coming up would be like October. I'm going to TwitchCon.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's for the first time actually. My for TwitchCon, 2 because one of my old roommates moved down to Long Beach, which is where it's being held, and also one of my buddies who just got married moved down there as well. So,
oh, nice.
It'll be nice to see everyone.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Then I think that's about it. That's really coming up.
Cool. How is winning Team of the World going
That's a
Yeah,
thing.
you are. I was like,
Yeah.
is it part of that? I'm sure you were a part of it, and then I suddenly was like, did I just ask? No, yeah, no. I know you're on it because you did one with Elon on your own the other week in Uncharted 4, or the DLC for Uncharted.
Yeah, it's fun. We're still trying to get a groove of how everything's gonna happen. Like this week, Elon was out of town, so we just had to figure out, all right, who's gonna host it, how are we gonna do it, and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's going pretty good, and we're all really excited about it. It's just seeing what can come about it.
Yeah, it's just it's a group stream with Raph, Elon, yourself, Shoban, and Mark. Is that right?
Yep,
Yeah,
the five of us.
So you've got a wheel that's there to spin and things go on it, like telling you guys to drink and.
Yep, it's like stuff will be like, hey, blindfold yourself for this round. Take a shot, or you have to speak in an accent. It's just to kind of like make it so it doesn't feel, even though we usually use the same things on the wheel, it doesn't feel old or anything like that. It doesn't get repetitive. It's kind of new because they could bring something new to the table. If you're blindfolded on a level and you need to pay attention, everyone's going to be struggling to guide you while you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So it's just more for entertainment also, and then we also suggest, like, if people have any suggestions or anything like that, let us know, because we'll definitely, if they're good, we'll put them on the wheel, or even if they're bad, we'll put them on, because it's sometimes fun to get the bad ones on there.
Yeah. The ones I've watched have been really enjoyable, because the problem for me at the moment is that they are done at like midnight my time. And that's just a personal thing. I'm moving over to America for a few months as well, so I'll be in a time zone where I could turn up and just chat in the chat and while things are going on and just have a good time.
I want to get into it like more times, and what we could do is just more of a variety for other people.
Yeah.
But the Saturdays at that time is usually the best time for us.
Yeah, especially scheduling like 5 people to get together to play games. Like, I understand that can be a bit of a challenge. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So Derek, where can we find you across the internet?
You do on my Twitter at Dr. Harrison, DrHairz, or at my Twitch, which is spelled the exact same way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can be found across the internet at DestroyTopham or at Aetherfar. That's like Twitter, Instagram, maybe some other places too. I don't really know. And thank you, Derek, for being my guest this week.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Have an exciting week. Goodbye.
Bye.